you know, this whole album is an exorcism in epic proportions. I mean, it really, we knew either we were going to break up recording this, or, you know, we were going to make a great record.
Well, it was difficult in a lot of ways. I mean, it's this classic TAE syndrome, really. I mean, you can't be a part of this band unless you hit rock bottom at some point. On a personal level, we were all, I don't know, out of sorts.
Well, nothing this band does is the easy way, so I guess it should have been no great surprise that it would take over a year to finish this record. Although we actually finished recording in about 4 months, and then it took about another 4 or 5 months before we actually heard a mix.
Well, obviously, I mean, parts of the process were a bit painful. Like I had mentioned, I think before, I said it was like a musical root canal, but, you know, I don't think, I mean, a record doesn't have to be a walk in the park. I mean, you're kind of exposing yourself on every level, creatively and personally. So naturally, you know, it's going to be strained.
It's that, I don't know, it's that song, just won't go away for us, and I guess that's a good thing, because really it's kind of become our signature song. And so at the request of our new label, Spectra Records, we re-recorded it, and we're quite happy about that, because we gave a little more guts, a little more balls, a little more attitude.
I'm glad we get I'm glad we got a chance to re-record it. I mean, part of me, it felt like I was going through the motions, but hearing the end product was really worth it. It's representative of what we do, I guess. I mean, out of all our songs, that seems to be the one we can't run away from, which is fine.
Really, that song kind of sums up what the band's about in many ways. It's a social commentary. It's not political, but it does, you know, leave a little room for thought, and it's big hooks and big chorus, and, you know, something that's going to stick in your head, and it just transcends really well to a big audience, and that kind of, you know, identifies what the whole band's about. Nighttime is a funny bit, actually, because I remember writing this song and thinking, wow, this is going to be epic. It's going to be huge, and it's going to sound really big. And I played it for the guys, and nobody got it. And it was really gut-wrenching, because I'm like, wow, I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I know it's a simple song, but I knew it had potential for this big greatness about it.
Absolutely love the way that song comes together, both in the live setting and the way it came together on the recording, and for what it means for us as a band and what it means to us lyrically, and in terms of our future. That's the song that I'd say I would be most proud of on this album.
Nighttime was fun. There was you could have mixed it. It could have been mixed 2 or 3 different ways, and it could have been 2 or 3 different songs. I really enjoyed the acoustic guitar component of it, and trying to build the song as that, with that as the basis.
And it's another, and you know, I mean, when I remember sitting down with it after a while, and I had the same guitar part for a long time. It was just a little reversed away, and the same little kind of guitar part that I play throughout a lot of our songs, and I just changed it up with that acoustic part, and I'm glad I did, because it kind of sets it apart, and it gives it kind of a better groove, and a lot more presence.
Lots of great drum bits. I really enjoyed the verse pattern and how the song built up. So I guess the challenge with that one was sifting through all the tracks and to find all the ingredients that would work with a little more of an acoustic approach. And I found that once I had the main glue together, it sort of took care of itself after that.
But, we didn't know if we wanted to continue on, and personally we were all going through really difficult, dark times, and so as a band that's really going to spill over. And but it was really a song like this that kind of gets you through that, and you realize why you're doing it. And that's the whole point of the song. After all the bullshit that happens in life, you're doing this for the love of it, and that's really why that song is really important.
Promise is I think it was the first song we wrote together as a band for this album. And it was a song we all, I think, had a really tough time with, sonically, as well as, I know for Brent it was a real personal song for him to write. It started to become an over-the-top kind of production song, which we didn't really want. I mean, it was just we just needed production that made sense, which was kind of hard to get across. We ended up stripping down a lot of the bullshit on that. What you hear on the record is what I'm really proud of, personally.
It was a different style for us in many ways, and it kind of indicated where the whole album is going to go. And at first, in pre-production with the producer, he kind of wanted to take it in a different direction, and we weren't really sure, but we thought, let's go with it and see where it goes. And when we heard the mix, we were like, nah, this isn't going to work. And so we sent it off to Paris to get remixed, and it came back probably even in a worse state than when we sent it. So we took it to Mike B again, and he nailed it. He just got it. He knew exactly he just knows the band so well that he knew where that song was supposed to go, and it's exactly where we wanted it to go. And so there was talk of leaving it off the album, but once we got Mike's mix, we knew that it was going to be saved.
With Promise, my first thoughts were, when I first heard it, was that it was a great song. Lots of strong melodic ideas, and a great message, a great emotional vibe behind it. I know the song was important to the band, and I know there'd been a couple of attempts at mixing that hadn't quite worked out the way the band wanted it to. So I felt the challenge was to bring out the emotional content, to bring out just the essence of the song. And as I started working on it, I realized it just meant peeling away some of the layers. I guess there was an awful lot of material recorded for that song, and as I placed things and took some things out, the song began to breathe a little more, and it was a bit of a less is more school. So that seemed to be the approach that worked best to get that song to really mean something to people and to have more of an impact when they hear it.
Screams is one of the songs from the get-go. I know from the first raw demo we did with a little Zoom recorder, I knew it was something special. And I mean, reality, nothing much has changed since then.
Speak about some really big thoughts and big feelings. And Screams is a fantastic example of that. It came about at a very opportune moment for the band. And the way it came together was absolutely fantastic. A very natural sound, very natural song. It is our big rock song, as far as we can take a big rock song these days. And I just love that soaring chorus and that just the beautiful melody, and it's fantastic lyrics on that one. That when you give it a real listen, and a listen that's just a little beyond what's on the surface, you find some really beautiful moments.
Maybe the only song in the record that when I brought it in, to play for the guys for the first time, that they got it right away. And I couldn't have been happier about that, because I knew it was going to be a big sounding epic piece. The record's more mature, and a song like Screams is a great indication of that. It's a big sounding song, and it's kind of where we wanted this whole album to go. That's why it works. That's why we have so much fun. We spent the summer playing a lot of shows. We were down in Illinois at a festival, played with Filter, which was huge for us because they were such a big influence on this album. And that was a great moment. We went back out east to play some shows and see some family, and that was fantastic. And that's the whole point of this record. We left everything. Like, what you hear is what you get, and we left our souls right on the floor when we recorded this album. And that's why things are different now. Our shows are different. You come out, you see a bunch of guys having an absolute great time, and it reflected not only on the record, but when you come out and see us live. And that's what life is all about in this band. There's highs, there's lows, there's everything in between, and at the end of the day, we're just stronger for it.
Touches everyone. Can you feel the love? Oh, everyone. Here in Freeport, Illinois. Tell me, brother, how we're coming in.
But I was just like, what's your nationality? Canadian. Where are you going? Buffalo. What are you doing? Shopping? Where? Everywhere. Where are you staying? Holiday Inn. Go.
I'm trying to see if I've ever read this before, and none of this rings a bell, so I don't know if this is good or bad.
That's about it. We kicked ass. We had fun. We rocked it.
This could get heavy. This could get heavy.
Shaky. Can't edit that shit though. That's raw, motherfucker.